There we go. We're hard. Well, let's leave it this way.
Right, no other. You just leave it like this. Okay, now.
You are looking at two frustrated old men. Good morning and welcome to Mirador. After a big struggle with Teddy working most of the weekends on his own time to get this thing going, we've made it. Oh, triumph!
Yeah,
Triumph!
Yeah,
Triumph!
not so much of the old, please.
Well, I'm old. I have to accept it.
Oh yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Right, you are.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are. The fearsome Susan, and it's his show. It's Teddy's
Yes,
show.
indeed, it's
So
me.
away you go.
Well, I think actually today, as it's been such a momentous weekend of football in not so much the Premiership, where that looks like the Premiership now is heading towards the Gunners in North London. I was watching the game on Saturday night, and Fulham were awful. To be honest, we gave them the game. So from my point of view, we were Fulham. Really, they look like they're on the beach already. So that's a fan talking. Now,
Well, actually, strangely enough, I felt the same about Aston Villa.
Yeah,
they were all over the place. You know, how the hell they've got to fifth, I have no idea.
No, well, you know what? Some of these Fulham, it seemed, were back. Fulham again were on the beach. It was a hell of a momentous weekend. I'm just looking where I put my notes now, because I wasn't sure whether I'd even get on, or whether we'd get on, to be honest with you, this morning after last week. The results were basically you've got Arsenal at the top, and disappearing, of course, from the Premiership are Burnley and Wolves. And actually, the manager at Burnley disappeared last week, doing a Parker special like he normally does. He bottles out when there's when it's not going his way. So Scotty Parker, you'll never make a decent manager.
Right, now, what we've got to do is
just give me a second. Just give me a second, guys, and I'm just going to do a bit of technical.
Yeah, you see,
there we go.
He's he's right on the money. Is right. Teddy? So well done, Teddy.
Yeah. So going back, Scotty Parker walked away from Burnley last week. He left the Clarets in the state they were in when he joined them, despite having a brilliant season last year, best defensive record in the Championship to get them up to the Premiership. But it's equally been as appalling. His standard of management just doesn't suit, in my opinion, doesn't suit the Premiership. Now he's took Fulham, Bournemouth, and now Burnley down. So well done, Mr. Scotty Parker. And I say Wolves have gone. Rob Edwards has come in from Middlesbrough, doing his best. But again, he's just not been able to stop a sinking ship. So I think he will come again with Wolves next year. They'll be one of my favourites, actually, to go up from the Championship next year. And of course, now the other team, the third team going down, could be West Ham. Could be West Ham or Tottenham. Both London sides. So there's two less teams to watch Fulham in the Premiership next year, which is sad, because I like my trips to North London and to East London. I've been to both grounds now, and very impressive grounds, actually. West Ham's a bit like a library, but there you go. That's the way it is, I suppose, really. Now, Championship-wise, wow, what a season it's been. First of all, for Frank Lampard, ex-Chelsea, brilliant, Absolutely brilliant. Now, disappearing from the championship are, as we know now, Coventry. They're going up as champions, and also then Ipswich are back. The East Anglian boys are back in the Premiership next year, led by McKenna. Superb manager, the young, only a young kid as well, really. Absolutely brilliant. So with McKenna and Lampard, two of the younger managers in the whole football pyramid, it's a brilliant, absolutely brilliant display by them. Disappearing the other way from the championship are Oxford United, Leicester, and Sheffield Wednesday. Now, the good news of Sheffield Wednesday is they've actually avoided another points deduction now, because they now have another American chairman running their club. So, all a soft spot for Sheffield Wednesday. So, brilliant news for them. And they'll be my favourites to come straight back up from League One to the Championship next year. So I would watch the space if I was you. And now League One, of course, it's disappearing from League One. Going up is Lincoln City. First time for about 20 years, if I remember right, that they've been into the Championship. So very well done to Lincoln. And of course, Cardiff are going back up from where they came last year. They were relegated last year from the Championship down to League One, and they are coming boomeranging back. They're coming back like a boomerang. So well done to them. Now, disappearing from League One, Exeter City. The boys on the down in the Riviera, the English Riviera. Lincoln are going back down where they came up from last year. The same as Port Vale came up last year, only to get relegated down again. And of course, Rotherham, they're slipping down to League Two for the first time for about 6 years, I think, if I remember right. And of course, they're Northampton Town, who came up again last year and now being sent back from where they came, down to League Two. So, and League Two, of course, the big story in League Two is, Keith?
Oh, I don't know. You tell me.
Bromley Town.
Whoa, Bromley.
Who were non-league 3 years ago.
Really? And are now up to...
and now they are champions of League Two. The second season in the Football League have gone up as champions.
Tell me, Teddy, did they get an influx of money or a good manager?
Good manager and a few bob, I think.
Right.
But very, very... Andy Woodhouse, he's absolutely cracking manager. And the infrastructure of the ground has improved. They've got a brand new bar in there now. Broadfields in Bromley, and on they had their final game on Saturday, and they basically laid on for all their season ticket holders £2.50 pints all afternoon. For all their supporters to say thank you to their supporters for coming in. So all of absolutely superb.
Yeah. And that's Bromley.
And that's Bromley Town in Bromley. Well, it's Kent and Surrey. It's on the borderline, according to my mate Chrissy, who supported them for a few years, and being a local lad, of course, as Chris is. Bromley Chris, who I know from cricket very, very well, is also a Sussex and Surrey supporter as well, cricket-wise. Well, I don't hold that.
A southern lad.
Yes, southern boy, and really a gentleman. Works in nursing as well for the NHS. So
Ah, there we go.
yeah, and of course, yeah, but Bromley came up from League Two, and also promoted were the Wimbledon branded MK Dons.
All right. Okay.
MK Dons, because when Wimbledon left Wimbledon, they basically Wimbledon Town, the actual league club, was Wimbledon ASC. I went to Plough Lane many times actually, watching games there, and plus it did have a dog track round it, which was brilliant. I also went to the dogs. I used to stay for the dogs, and I used to go up. But of course, then he got sold out and passed on to new owners who rechristened it MK Dons. And out of that was born ASC Wimbledon Reborn, the actual league team. So they are in the league as well, in League One. So, right, so that's a story with MK Dons, really. And also Cambridge came up. Disappearing out of the Football League is Harrogate and Barrow. Harrogate only came into the league, I think, about 5 or 6 years ago from the non-league, the National League. So anyway, they've gone back down. I'm sure they'll come again. Harrogate, again, another good Yorkshire side, the non-league anyway. And that really was the story of the ups and downs of football, really, over the weekend.
Yeah.
What a weekend it was, you know. And as I say, on a personal note, we still don't know what, no one knows actually what he's doing. Marco Silva, is he staying? Should he stay or should he go? Feels like a song coming on, but I'm not going to go into it, really. And that was the football. Cricket-wise, Surrey beat Sussex. A tense final afternoon where we took them as far as we could, but, you know, we had a couple of bad days, which is all you need against a team like Surrey, who were winless up to this point. So I'm sure the Surrey fans will be crowing, and they've got the brownie.
Yeah, they did rather well, and they got 200 for one at one point.
Yeah, they were. They, you know what, they backed it really, really well.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the better team won. You know, that's the way it is. But
where do Sussex stand in the table now?
well, we're still fourth.
Ah, well, that's
We're
okay.
still fourth. And,
Respectable.
exactly,
Yeah.
and you think we started with a minus 12 points on because of our dire financial straits, and of course the ECB never liked Sussex, certainly not recently, as when our old chairman John Philby, who I know really well, he was the first person to put his hand up and accepted part of the blame. And actually, I spoke to John actually about him leaving, and didn't have a say. Actually, while I'm on, after speaking to John Philby, who's a good friend of mine, and to be fair, he was the first one, well, one of the only two people on the board one of the only two people in power at Sussex that actually did resign. The rest of the rats are still on the in the committee room, you know.
Yeah.
But I spoke to John, and I actually asked him what he knew about the financial position, and he basically said he wasn't privy to seeing. He wasn't actually privy to seeing what the actual true state was, which often happens because, as I explained to John, one of my first jobs running a business was as a partner. I came in late and didn't see. I came into the business late as a partner, working on the sales side, which I did very, very well for 8 years, but never got to see any accounts. Even though I knew the bookkeeper very well, he wouldn't make me privy to what was going on either. And sometimes you can be in that position, and what happens is that you're totally anonymous with you and the figures, because if you're only on, it's like two separate parts. The financial controller, the main shareholder, and the other shareholders and directors. So, and the other side, apart from the financial side, only know what's actually going on. And of course, if the financial side don't share the position with the other partners and directors, then you don't know, you're oblivious to what's going on.
Yeah. You know? Somebody said something to me the other day, because it's not just sport, it's in financial mess.
It's not, no.
No, local government is financial mess, businesses are in financial mess. And they said, do you know what they thought? That what happened was it was lockdown.
Everyone blames lockdown.
Well, I wonder if there's any merit in the argument, because something has gone wrong.
Yeah, but
something has gone wrong. That people don't have the same values that you and I have.
I know. If I can just go back to the main thread, which is Sussex cricket. So I spoke to John. I said, "So you didn't actually know?" He said, "No, I didn't." I shook his hand. Well, John, it takes a proper person to actually stop working in an organisation whereby you back the organisation's corner with the powers to be, the ECB, which he always was. He always shouted out at ECB meetings for counties like Sussex, Leicester, Derbyshire, all the lower counties that haven't got test status, where the test status counties have all the money.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he always backed that corner, always shouted for Sussex, and he made himself. They did not like us at all because of that man, John Philby. So I'm saying it on air now. Thank you very much for everything you've done, John, because we know that even now you still would back Sussex. So I would say thank you, John. You were partly responsible for getting Paul Farbrace to the county. You've done a marvellous, absolutely brilliant job. And of course, we have started a petition. It is an online petition. If anyone wants to back us, the petition is, just put into your browser, Stay Farby, and you'll bring up the 38 degrees petition page, and click on it and sign it, because we need the more people that support the petition, the more chance I have of convincing Paul Farbrace to stay at Sussex, because he's saying he's walking away at the end of the season. But I want to try and change his mind with this petition, which is online. Just put in your internet browser, Stay Farby, and it will bring up the 38 degrees publication. And just click it, you'll go on, fill out the details, sign it, just click it, and it will register your vote. So the more votes, the better. You'll be doing us all a favour at Sussex. So everyone, if you can, watching, get on your browsers and sign it. That's all I can say. And that really is it. So as for the county championship, we're still in with a shout, you know. I think we play Leicester starting on Friday. So, so yes, I should be up there watching. Hopefully, the 4 days. Well, three of the 4 days anyway. I've got other sporting commitments on Saturday, but I'll be there Friday, Sunday, and Monday. So that really is, for me, the sport. Now we're going to go on now. I don't know if there was any rugby the weekend, was there, Keith?
Only thing is rugby.
Yes. Well, here's the man.
Well, I'm not up to speed on the men's rugby because I've been concentrating on the women's rugby, which has been brilliant. But this last weekend was a weekend off for the girls. And I'm pleased that it is because England have been playing some brilliant stuff, absolutely brilliant. I don't think they posted much less than 60 points against the opposition. They've beaten Ireland, they've beaten Scotland, they've beaten Wales. Now they've got Italy to come, and I suppose really the really tough one and the showpiece will be against France. So next week and the week after are the 2 weeks that you will find me fastened to the floor in the Black Horse, a drink in hand, and actually it's becoming quite popular. The pub is full to watch these girls, and they're creating their own stars. But I think I'm not sure it wasn't you that said, "Oh, I don't want to watch the ladies rugby," because
it was me.
Yeah. But you know, those girls play as hard as the men. They really tackle hard. They thump hard. They scrimmage hard. It's a joy to watch, and I now got to the point where I can't miss it. So expect 2 really good weekends of rugby coming up. There is one girl who is beginning to become a real star in the English side. That's a girl called Kildoon. And a boy, give her the ball and away she goes. And she's fleet of foot, lithe of body, and she can zip through the defences and get that ball down. I commend it to you. I really commend it to you. The other thing about rugby is it's coming to the end of the season now, so we shall start to look at the summer series. I can't remember offhand. I'll look it up. Who the England will be playing, but it's a good international series. And what does that say?
I don't know.
Well, I can't read it. Can you read it? It's just flashed up.
No, just present or invite.
Oh, right. Okay. We play some really good stuff. I mean, normally the All Blacks come, Argentina come, and so on. So there's some really good rugby on offer. And what Teddy is looking at, by the way, is computers nowadays are very complicated things, as most of you will know, and be frustrated. And things flash across the screen, and you feel that it's necessary to read them because sometimes they say we're about to switch you off because we're being naughty or something. So he's making sure that we can carry on. But the rugby scene reasonably healthy. England started to come back towards the end of a very, very poor season. And I think that perhaps are ready to provide a good summer of rugby on behalf of the fans. So keep watching.
Right, well, now talking of good summer, we're looking actually weather-wise at the moment, mainland Europe, very, very good weather. Possible bits of rain, I believe, in Greece. Not in the Greece islands, but mainland Greece could be seeing a drenching or two. Spain, the Costa del Sol, the Canaries, all reasonably good weather, around about 18 or 19 degrees minimum around there.
Ooh.
And of course, this country, well, at the minute, we're looking at down here in southern England, bright, lovely and sunny, fluffy clouds. It's an ideal day for cricket, actually, but I'm busy all day. Otherwise, I'd be up in Horsham watching some this morning as the Sussex Sessions are playing. But I've said enough about Sussex this morning. And of course, South East England today is fairly good weather. If you go up into the Midlands, again, a drop of rain up there is looking likely. And up north, of course, well, we all know the old saying about up north. But I won't say it. It's grim up north. Sorry, Northerners. I just couldn't help but throw that in. And yeah, so you're not bad up there either. So, and of course, in bonny Scotland, yeah, it's a wee bit chillier up there, as it always is. So that's the weather for today. Now, of course, news-wise this week, it is the week we all go to vote again for our local councils. Now, enough said, really, to be honest.
I wonder whether enough has been said. I was thinking about it this morning, Terry, and lying on my floor was a pamphlet which I put down to throw away from the Greens. Do you know something? I said to somebody yesterday, and I think I've said to you in the past, is, you know, I wish we could get away from party politics. Yeah. The parties are a disgrace. All of them are a disgrace. What I'm looking for are people who have got ethics, verve, innovation, and can start to give us a better way of life. And people say, but they need to be in the parties. They can't just appear. BS. I lived in Vancouver for 17 years, which was governed by something called the NPA, the Non-Partisan Association. And basically, they were non-political. They even got a communist amongst their ranks. Yeah. And it was a very, very well-run city, I think that we should give non-party politics a try. And if I had been well, I think I might have just started a movement to that effect and been there on the hustings this time round. But, you know, there was a marvellous movie, I don't know whether you ever saw it, and it was all about Brewster's Millions. And the guy was left millions of pounds as long as he could spend it all. So he formed a political party. And he went after the other men, this is in America, of course, but he went after the other candidates, and he used the phrase, none of the above.
I think I watched that. The only time I watched it is when I was after a heavy session in the pub and I was drunk. So yeah, I think I saw it, but I was.
You don't remember much about it?
Well, back then I didn't. No, because I was a bigger drinker back then.
Well, I thought it would be.
But you know what? On a serious note, I myself think that certainly local politics should be non-political, because it should be run by people that actually know how to budget and that retired businessmen or active businessmen who can give some time to their local communities, that have got not only a business acumen, but common sense as well.
Yeah.
That is something that even AI as just AI for me, it's a great thing in principle, but it lacks the people, it shows to me actually the people that designed it have got no sense of what real life's like.
That's right.
And they don't know how to behave, they don't know how to talk to people. And that for me is, you need the basic communication skills from all of these youngsters now growing up. And for me, that's something that is lacking. You know, I'd probably think we've got a grammar school here in Lewis, and I doubt if there's anything that's taught to pupils about how to behave, how to hold themselves in real life when you get out of school. There's no common sense skills given in schools. From teachers, because you know what, the teachers probably haven't got them because they're younger teachers.
And we got 2 grammar schools here.
And we
well, we got Logs, the old grammar school, which is private.
Yeah.
And then we've got Priory, once again, a very good grammar school in the scheme of things, which is the public school. And they are both very good, but you're quite right, they lack the understanding of what the hell's going on.
Because common sense and communication, certainly communication is a skill.
Absolutely.
It's a big skill.
Yeah.
You know, when I left school, you know, one of the first things I did, I actually was offered a placement with the Confederation Life, a Canadian company.
Right.
And they gave us a fantastic 10-day training school of how the basics, break it right down to how you talk to people and how actually talking is really not the main skill. You know what is the main skill? Using your ears.
Oh, right, listening. Yeah.
Because if you don't listen, you can't converse.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely right.
You know?
Absolutely right.
It's something that, you see, when I ask you, you see, that's why, because, you know what, we're now all, I think people are now just in themselves, without realising it, lazy. And no disrespect to you or anyone else, but it's the one thing I would try and do still. It's one of the things that was drummed into me at that training course is, you don't listen, you don't earn.
No, I mean, I would agree with that. The other thing that I think that people have got to understand is one solution does not fit all.
Of course it doesn't.
I am looked after, quote, by adult social care, and they don't understand me in the least, and yet they keep on pummeling, this is what we're going to give you, this is what we're going to give you. To the point when I say, you know, bugger off. Well, you've been in business. You know very well one of the key things about marketing is understanding your customer.
You have to understand your customer, otherwise you don't see the need.
Exactly. And don't make a sale.
And you don't, and of course, if you don't see businesses' needs, then you know you don't see businesses' needs. How features and benefits, we called it in sales.
Right.
So explaining a feature which is a benefit to your client.
Right.
And that's the thing, show them the feature and then offer them the solution. And you do that, and right the way down to people throw up objections. A very simple way in sales of getting around objections.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, which is, that's fine, Mr. Client. I understand that. I understand your point of view and your assertion. However, if I can show you a solution to that, to show you how you can benefit from, then you often get over the objection. And in a sales, in a sales conversation, talking to people and listening to them, you can have 8 or 9 objections with some products, no matter what you're selling. And people object without even realising it. And that's the thing. And again, it's about listening to how they're saying it, which gives you. But my point is that if these students don't get this sort of grounding about basic talking to people, because now, what do you see when you're in a pub? What do you see actually? To people watching this, what do you actually see when you're in a pub? Have you ever looked? I'm a great people watcher as well. That's something else that this has taught me during my life. And I still use these skills now because they're ingrained in my psyche. You know? And hence that's why I'm not lazy, because my psyche doesn't allow it. That's all I'm saying. You know, now, of course, in 15 years' time, who knows? I'll probably be the same, because, you know, I still work out every day.
Well, what you'll find is, to be perfectly blunt, in 15 years' time, you'll be my age.
Well,
and what happens then is that you recognise the worth of what's being said to you, but actually implementing it. That's the big problem, because as my friend Heather Robinson, God bless her, who lasted till 99, she used to say, we used to go for gin and tonic on Sunday morning, and she would flop down on her settee and she would say, my mind knows what it wants to do, but my body will not follow. And I have to say, at the time I laughed at it. Now I don't laugh so hard.
Oh, no. I mean, I'll be honest, I mean, I still actively work out every morning as well. I mean, every day. Without, you know, I spend about an hour every morning on an exercise bike, every morning. You know, with nothing on, just exercise bike, changing the speeds on it, and that's all right. Again, because it's not just about keeping your mind sharp, it's about keeping your body toned. You know, I mean, and touch wood, there is at the moment nothing wrong with me. So I'm quite happy actually. Anyway, moving on, we're going to have a look at the papers now. What we got on the front page of the Sun? Yes, they are. What a World Cup stitch-up. FIFA's official World Cup football, costing up to £130, are being made by workers on as little as £26 a week. Now, you know what? The footy chiefs are making millions from Adidas, Trionder, as production workers in Pakistan struggle to feed families. Now that is.
Well, you see, just exactly what we were talking about. FIFA seems to have lost the ability to understand what their market is.
Yeah.
You know? The guy that goes to Fulham every week is being ignored.
Well, of
I mean,
course.
what's the minimum price of a ticket at Fulham, which is a decent football club?
And currently, Craven Cottage has been voted by one organisation the best ground in the Premiership.
There you go.
There's,
How much is a ticket there?
Well, you know what? I'm not sure. In the most expensive stand, you can pay up to about probably £200 a seat
Yeah.
for a game.
And what's the lowest?
And the lowest is where I sit, the Hammy end.
Okay.
The Hammersmith end, and that is even that now is I think minimum is 40 quid a seat.
Yeah, you see, yeah.
It's everywhere, you know, everywhere now. Everywhere's going up, isn't it? If we're
absolutely,
honest, you know? I mean, look at electricity bills again this year, doubled in price.
Yeah.
I just had to shop around, great track shop around on early Motown number. But but I've had to shop around, move into a different flat. I've had to shop around and get a better deal. Which I found off Oxygen, which is very good, by the way. Yeah, sort of like so. Everywhere's the same, no matter what. You go to a pub, beer prices are going up. You know, even in the Con Club in Lewis, they put the prices up by 40p a pint.
It is
still cheap, Mike.
Yeah, there was an article in yesterday's paper that said that prices had gone up 50%. Food prices had gone up 50% in a 3-year period.
Well, I'm not surprised. I would have thought it's more, to be honest, myself. Anyway, moving on, we're going on. Oh, now something else. Reforms migrant sites plot. Even Farage is planning to detain thousands of illegal migrants in Green Party strongholds. Reform wins power. Now that tickled me. You know, you've got Farage who's suddenly realising you just can't get rid of these boat backing boat.
I know.
You can't. You know what? Human rights laws, isn't it? You know,
I just don't think there's nothing in place. The problem on the right forum. Why not tackle them at sea?
Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I would take our Marines out with Tommy guns.
Yeah.
I would, and not to shoot, not to pop the dinghy, but to fire them into the water. That would soon get rid of them.
It would.
Now, I know that is harsh, viewers, but that's just, I think a more sensible way of doing it is to get all of these migrants coming over in these boats and put them into the army.
What a good idea.
Conscription.
Yeah, what a good idea.
And you tell them, right, you fought to get over here, so now you're going to be fighting for us in the next war, which is only around the corner.
Yes, right.
So you have to go into the armed forces now.
Yeah.
For basic minimum wage.
Something of a genius.
Basic minimum wage, and you'll be conscripted in for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, if you don't wish to go in,
go back.
Go back. and that for me, you know, this would actually help us in two ways. It would get some personnel into the army, bring back the old sergeant majors with harsh discipline, and you basically make the migrants wait 3 months for their first wages to make sure they're actually putting in the effort, and then you pay them on the 3rd month up to date.
Right.
And you tell them, right, you're in. So now you wanted to get over into this country. Now we put you in the army. We're giving you a start. We're giving you a start to get settled, to go out in your local community during training, as long as we keep a tag on you so we exactly know where you are. And I tag them all as well with one of these tags that you can tell. on modern technology. So you know exactly where they are when they're actually out of the army base. They can't run away because you've got them on a tag, so you can track them.
Good idea.
And you know
well
what?
done, Teddy.
And then you'd have an army personnel. You'd swell the army, and you could do it in a year, couldn't you? You could swell the army in a year.
Yeah, yeah.
And the armed forces.
Yeah, and cut down on your illegal immigrants.
Exactly. And you know what? You watch the boats disappear off the horizon.
Yes.
Could you not? Seriously, and you would. I think that's the answer.
It's not so much that the boats would meet obstruction, but the word would spread.
It would.
Yeah, if you go to Britain, you're going to go into the army.
Great Britain is no longer a soft touch.
Yeah.
In fact, if you come into our country, we will use you like you're using us when you come over. So now we've got a level playing field, and you watch those. I tell you what, within 6 months, those boats, if these people operating these boat services across in dinghies saw that, the people would all of a sudden dry up, and they would.
Absolutely.
And if they don't, well, they just keep coming, and we fill up our armies. You know, we could send out a warning to people like Putin and anyone else that's looking for.
Absolutely. Have you mooted this to any politician?
No.
Oh, you should.
Yeah, I mentioned this first off about 12 months ago in the pub. A load of us in Brighton, and they were talking about this. So I said, I'll give you the answer. And I gave them that answer, and everyone said, fantastic idea.
Yeah, yeah.
And you would. I tell you what, seriously, you know, and if the boats didn't stop, then it would say, well, you know, maybe they've got it right. Maybe they're right to want to come over here, even if they're being forced into the army or navy or Air Force, you know. And
indeed.
This is the thing, and this for me. So, Mr. Farage, Prime Minister, Kenny of the Tories, listen to my idea. Listen to my idea. Bring them in and put them in the armed forces, and tell them that they don't get paid for 3 months. We need to see your commitment first, and then we'll pay you after 3 months. You'll be paid up to date. So, and that would be my answer. So, what else is in there? Labour leadership rivals are ready to challenge Sir Keir Starmer. Well, they're bound to, aren't they, after these elections, because they're rumoured to lose about, I think, 1,000 seats. Yeah.
I watched a debate on TV about that. And one delegate said, and I think quite rightly, is be careful about taking some of the predictions too seriously. You know, I mean, people who vote Labour, people who vote anything are quite traditional. And for them not to vote Labour or not to vote Conservative or not to vote this or not to vote that, it is going to take a big wrench. Is it a big enough wrench? I don't know, Teddy. You know, one of the things about being old and cut off in sheltered accommodation is that you don't rub shoulders with things on a day-to-day basis the way you used to. So you actually get a coloured view. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a disaster that Labour thought that they were going to face.
Well, I still go out on a daily basis into the wider world.
Right.
I'm lucky enough to be able to do it, and generally it is mainly in different pubs and have a wander around. And,
well, it's a good place to meet people and talk to people.
In fact, my pub of the week, while I'm on about this, just going on off text slightly is the
Morning.
morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's the King's Arms in Brighton, Kent Town. An absolutely fantastic pub, craft
Right.
union boozer. Served and you know, I was drinking last week. They had Bass Ale on. Bass, lovely, and that was a fantastic. Well, I had to
Right.
stay and have 3 while I was there because I just couldn't get over the quality of the beer. And it was £2.99 a pint.
Ooh.
So that is my pub of
The week.
the month, actually.
Right.
Yes, and absolutely lovely. And dartboard in there. I was having a laugh with a couple of youngsters playing darts. And I said to this one bloke playing, I said, you could do with a chalkboard. He said, no, he lost. He literally lost the 2 fingers. And he was throwing a dart with 3 fingers. First time I've ever seen that in the pub.
Right.
And I said, oh, what do they call you? Handy. And I said to him, what do they call you, Andy? And he laughed. A couple of good young lads as well. They really were just brilliant. Like me, just out shooting the breeze. And again, quick chat with a few of the other regulars in there. And such a friendly pub, the King's Arms. It really is.
Now you can tell that he's older than I am because he has ignored the fact that he and I had broken hearts over the weekend. That we had that ache in the chest because the lovely lady that we were both in love with, Dawn, was taken ill and wasn't anywhere to be found. And those of you who are watching will have seen her walk past behind us.
In fact, I'm hoping she'll come over for a quick chat.
She's going to come over for a quick chat. Are you not, Dawn?
I'm hoping she will.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because she's quite beautiful, isn't she?
She is lovely.
She's a
lovely
beautiful lady who looks after us. And I thought she was coming in here so she could come on.
No, she just come in, so she needs to wake up first. So anyway, moving on with the paper review. Of course, Fergie, the legendary manager at Manchester United, was rushed into hospital again. Actually got rushed in from the players' tunnel on the weekend. Just as a precaution, apparently. It's just it was just sparked the health square yesterday, and he was taken from Old Trafford by ambulance prior to Manchester United's 3-2 win over rivals Liverpool. And now, the 84-year-old former United manager, the most successful manager in their history, had planned to take his seat in the director's box. But however, he ended up in a hospital bed. But there you go, Alex. Again, not quite your age, Keith, but he's getting there.
Who is this?
It's Alex Ferguson.
No. You were saying Alex Ferguson is?
He's 84.
84. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I thought you were found an alternative.
No,
right.
Pay attention, pay attention.
No, I thought I was paying attention. I misunderstood.
Or you still think I was talking about the pub?
Well, now there are a few pubs that are 200 years old.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen a few. I really am. There we go. Oh, what's this? Marks and Spencer's bin bra tape measures. Well, maybe Dawn can advise us on that.
Oh.
Oh, well, there we go. And Wild at Heart, Kate Moss behind the movie on her own crazy hedonistic past. Oh, that'd be worth watching. Kate Moss, legendary painter Lucian Freud, 50 years a senior. Yeah, that's an interesting love story. There we go. And of course, there we go. Oh, pub round.
Have you ever been in love with somebody much younger than you are?
Every day.
and you can show me how to handle it.
Yeah, a thug who chased the dad down the street after a pub row before stabbing him to death has been jailed. That's taking beer and violence too close to my liking. There we go. Ah, look at that. Now, soldier dead in car park. Hero who fled Taliban is killed in a pub brawl. What a shame. Four held on murder. And so they should be as well.
Yeah.
So they should be.
Yeah. Now, I hope the police take that through to the court.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes these things get lost in transit.
And also, did you see the thing where by the police got the guy last week who was stabbing Jews in London?
Oh, yeah. I did.
And it was quite an interesting film of the police restraining him because, which I thought was quite good. 2 police officers kicking the guy in the head because he wouldn't calm down. And that's after a taser as well, because they showed him being tasered. And you could see him shaking like they do and collapsing, but he was still fighting even when he was on the floor being tasered. And a couple of policemen, they gave him a kick in the head, which was great to see, I thought, personally, as I'm one for, fighting fire with fire. Personally, really am. There we go. And also the thing where you see about some of the fish and chip shops now selling, what was it, type of fish from Thailand that they serve out there, catfish or something, instead of
yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, and then selling it as cod and haddock. It's not a bad idea, actually.
No,
not a bad idea.
Well, my understanding is it's us in this country is a target up birth of something.
Right then, now we got your life story. I think we were in Kosovo. And I think it got cut short by a guest coming on or something. So you were in Kosovo doing what you did back then.
Right. Well, broadly, in Kosovo is one of the most fruitful times of my life. Mind you, I've had quite a few fruitful ones, but I went over those. In Kosovo, of course, had been annexed, if you like, by the Serbs.
Oh, that's right.
And they turned it into a 2-tier community. The Kosovars, who are basically Albanian Muslims, were virtually held in captivity. And they had no life whatsoever. They were slaves. And they rose up against the Serbs, and the NATO got involved, and Clinton ordered the bombing of Belgrade to try and end the war, and it did, but the country was left in one hell of a mess. So who marches in bravely but Hayes into this maelstrom? And try to sort it out, which I'm glad over a 2.5-year period I did. Now, when I say sort it out from a journalistic point of view, but of course, there is a point to journalism. The fact is, what we try very hard is to make sure that rule of law is imposed and recognised. And that was one of the things that you have to do. If I can give you an example, Teddy, that there was a lady with the lovely name of Lemma Gemma, who is a very successful managing director of a technology company. And the word, she made a profit for the company. Very unusual in those days. The word spread amongst the journalists. She's made a profit. Ah, that means corruption. So they started to have a go at her. And I called in these journalists and I said, now look, you know, maybe she's corrupt. Maybe the profit was made in a bad way. But you've got to prove it. You can't just say she's corrupt and she's a bad lady. And I said, where do you get your source of information? And they said, well, everybody knows. And I said, no. You can't use that as an excuse. Everybody doesn't know. That's just rumor. And so we actually got the truth. And strange enough, Lemma Gemma occasionally pops up on the internet. And so says, hi Keith. We sorted it out. But right throughout society, people have got their own ideas of what was happening, not what was actually happening. It was important that they did because they wanted to become a country. And the United Nations set a number of targets for them to meet. And we went through the targets. It's not as easy as it seems, Teddy, them getting targets. But my role was to make sure they got a good, healthy media back, and partly to make sure that the infrastructure that meant television could get to every part of the small country, very small country, not 4 million people in total. So that everybody could receive television signals. And it was sort of fun because one gentleman who became quite a good friend, really, Rivan Yasufi, was in charge of this project, putting back but he was actually responsible to me. I was his boss. And he said, would you like to come up and see what we're talking about? This is a good idea. And I said, yes, it is a good idea. So up we went up these mountains, and at the top, guarding these things, because the Serbs wanted to knock them down. So we had to have a little guard there. And here would be a little man in a little shack. And when I got there, he was just off the feet and made some tea and sit. And I was a VIP, sit with his eyes wide open as I was there. And you began to get the feel for how people lived and worked and what their beliefs were and so on and so forth. I was really very, I was delighted. On the other side of the coin, I got to know the general in charge of the local army, if you like. It wasn't called the Kosovo Army, but the boss was Adim Cheku, who later became Prime Minister. And he became a friend of mine. And I would go, and whenever I was anywhere near anything that was happening, I was grabbed, I was put into a prime position, saluted, looked after.
So when you say you gave TV back to all parts of Kosovo, because it wasn't like now where it's internet, but how did you actually get all the network of, presumably it was done through a telephone wire, was it?
Well,
Or how did you get it out to all different parts of Kosovo?
We were putting up transmitters who'd been there before,
yes.
and they were put back. We were responsible for putting up these transmitters.
Oh, right. So there were an existing network of transmitters there then?
They were indeed, yeah. It has to be restored. I only broadly understood it. Red Van was very good because he recognized the structure, and he would come in to see me at least twice a week and tell me what he was doing and what was happening and how far ahead they were and so on.
So he dealt with the logistics of it.
He was the boss of it.
Really. Yeah, right, okay. Yeah. And then you dealt with the producing the content to send through the transmitters.
And I also handle the finance. Basically, the Americans were sponsoring it or paying for it, not just the transmitter, the whole thing. I mean, I had 6 million quid at my disposal, and when I got there, I found that the guy who was what happens in these situations is, hey, Kenny, I've known you a long time. Come and be my accountant, right? hey, Joe, come and be my...
that would be the blind leading the blind.
Absolutely. I would say, okay, right, we're going to recruit so-and-so. And somebody would come in, march into the office and say, I'm your new... And I say, no, you bloody ain't. We're going to do this job properly. But the accountant had one of those military trousers on with lots of pockets. And the way he did it was money here, to pay 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 here. You can't see what I'm doing. But
so that's where cargo pants came from then.
That's right, yeah.
Trousers with compartments.
And it is... I said, well, how do we know what we spent? Well, because I just checked on his pocket. And eventually the Americans said, look, what we want you to do is to tighten things up. Congress is going to get very excited about it. And 6 million quid worth is going into... I put out just a straight advertisement. And this girl came in, and my number 2 was a lovely man. He did a pre-interview, and he said, you know, she's the right one. But he said, I don't know whether you'll get along with her. So she came in and started being interviewed. And she more or less turned around and said to me, and I'll sort you out too. And I thought, this is a girl I can get along with. She became a fast friend. And she sorted out that stuff. She could tell to the penny how much we were spending. But she was also very good because I would say, you know, I wouldn't mind having a party this weekend. I'll fix it for you.
Now, changing the subject briefly, here we've got the lovely Dawn. Are you better?
I'm better, thank you, Teddy.
That's lovely.
Right. Hello.
Hello.
I'm back
Come on, get a seat.
Back
get
on
a chair.
Right, I'll tell you what. Well, now you wouldn't mind just giving us a little bit of your history while you're here.
Oh, blimey. You really want to know? Where do you want me to sit?
There you go.
This
there,
one?
you
right.
Sit there,
Okie dokie.
That's all right. Oh. So, something I've always wondered, how did you, before you actually got into this type of work, what were you doing?
What was I doing? I've always loved old men, so you know.
You're in the right place. You're in the right place.
Heart
No.
ringers.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, do you know, I've done it since I was about 14, to be honest.
Really?
When my dad first said, if you want money, go out and earn it. So I got a job in a care home as a supper girl
Oh, right.
for a
Right.
few hours a week.
Ah.
That paid for my beer. And then,
I see. Right. Now, that is the right mindset to have. It really is. It's always worked for me.
But I know how
you
difficult.
buy a bar and I'll be the
Yeah.
barmaid.
Yeah.
Teddy.
I know how
You're
difficult
on.
I am with you. How the hell do you put up with difficult old men?
I love them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I've done that all my life, basically,
Oh,
in
brilliant.
one way or another.
Yeah.
Did a few years in mental health in London
Uh-huh.
on a psychiatric ward.
My
That was
God.
fun.
That's good grounding for this.
Yeah. But that's tough.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
tough.
It's good training. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I loved it.
Did you?
Absolutely loved it. Yeah, being on the mental health ward, loved it. Challenging sometimes, but you met a lot of lovely people.
Yeah.
Actually,
Good. Yeah. Yeah, do it.
Let's start from scratch. Who are you?
who am I?
Yeah.
I am Dawn Gibbs.
Right.
Dawn Gibbs, extraordinaire.
Right. And where do you live and where do you come from and what's your background?
I come from Dorset.
Do
Actually,
you really?
I come
Yeah.
from Sherborne.
Aha.
You know Sherborne?
Isn't that where the school is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
boys' school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I
only
made a
know
point
of
of
it.
visiting the boys' school when I was a teenager.
Did you? Yeah. One of my favourite stories is Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
Mm-hmm.
And the version that I really, really like is the one with Peter O'Toole,
Okay, yeah.
which is a musical with
With George Colin.
is he in there? Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
But the lady is a great favourite. It'll come back to me in a minute.
Mm.
But I actually sometimes sing to myself. To anybody who will listen. The last thing is, in the evening of my life, I look to the sunset. In the latest of my night, when the night is you,
You missed out
I
on the
can
music
only
career.
say what God is able to answer. Was I strong and brave and true? Did I love my life, my whole life through?
Maybe
And-
you should sing
and
that
the
this
thing
afternoon
is-
for
The
Sheila.
thing is that Peter O'Toole wasn't a singer either, and he sings it on the screen, and it's marvellous, absolutely marvellous.
I should look that one up. Yeah.
And me.
Yeah.
That's why I've never watched the film, to be honest with you.
No,
Oh, have you never seen a Goodbye, Mr. Chips?
first time.
Oh,
everything.
they're marvellous, absolutely marvellous,
Yeah.
because it takes you through the whole life of this guy.
Ah,
Who goes straight from the university and spends his whole life there until he dies. And nobody ever thinks that he'll marry and so on. And he marries this gorgeous showgirl.
ooh.
And she sets everything on fire. It's
Oh.
really, the funny thing is, apart from marrying a gorgeous showgirl, somebody who works with Mirador television, Kit Wood, went to Logs, the local grammar school,
Mm.
went straight from university, and only just quit this year after 50 years there.
Who's
Wow.
that?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Kit Wood,
Kit Wood.
yeah,
Lewis.
yeah.
I'd be interested to get him on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's on all the time. He's in our archives, and he just went away when he retired. He's back. We've got a projected project
Should get him on, Keith.
to
Bring him in.
Bring him in. Wheel him in.
Well, actually, if I do, it'll be to do some hosting. Yeah.
If he's local, they bring him down.
Yeah, but I don't. Anybody who's a host of a program, I don't particularly like getting in as a guest. I like them getting in as a host.
Yeah.
So I'll get him in as a host.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get him in a guest show.
Yeah. Right. But it's nice that there are people like us in real life. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Associated with us. But anyway, I didn't want to interrupt you. So you were a psychiatric ward, which is a tough road to hoe.
Yeah, it was when I got the job, because I'm a bit like, I don't really research anything. I just turn up and get on with it.
Jump in feet first.
Yeah. So it was meant to be a mother and baby unit. That's what I'd applied for. But I didn't know London. I was new to London, and I didn't know it was a psychiatric hospital. So
which hospital?
Springfield, in Tooting Bec, Old Victorian Hospital. So when I turned up on the first day on the mother and baby unit, they said, no, you've got to do 6 months on the acute ward, which was an eye-opener, I can tell you. It was a woman's ward at that point, and the women were much more violent towards me than the men. The men were never aggressive. No. It didn't matter how unwell they were, they never threatened me. But the women, they'd have a go. But I did love it once I got used to it.
Now, I'd forgotten over the weekend just what a beautiful face you got. Now, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And this is the lady that looks after us now.
Yeah. This is why I like my job. I get compliments from Keith every day. Nobody at home says that.
But tell us, I mean, even I don't know what you really do here, because you've got, what, 400 people?
Well, not quite 400. Probably about 75.
75,
yeah.
Okay. 400 going on 75. But 75 is a fair number. How do you handle them?
I just smile at everybody all the time. My theory is, if you're smiling at people and you're laughing, they're less likely to moan at you. It's not complicated. I just want a happy household.
Yeah, basically. Well, you do that
and I just think negativity is not good for us. Yeah. So we don't want that here.
Definitely not.
No, we just want to.
Yeah, I think that Teddy would say you are very creative and very innovative.
You are.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Teddy, you tell us a couple of things that she does.
Well, this lady, she somehow combines all of her roles in a normal work that she has to do for our landlord, Sussex Housing and Care, who, by the way, are a very good organisation as a tenant, purely as a tenant. What Dawn as extra gives to that is her closeness with all of the residents, the warmth that is generated by herself, and that it goes back to what I was saying earlier about a people watcher, a listener, and being able to converse and communicate.
Thank you, Teddy. That's lovely.
No, I mean, well, it is.
But it's like a big family to me. So exactly. I know, I want everybody to be okay.
Whether we like it or not as tenants, we're all part of the same stew pot. All of us.
Yeah.
And it's how we get on with each other.
Yeah.
And like myself, I fell out with residents on more than one occasion. With a mouth like mine, it's always going to get me into trouble. But you know what? But we all learn. I certainly have learned how to engross myself.
Yeah.
But what Dawn does, she's like a magnet. She brings everyone in. You bring everyone in and help people converse with each other again, even if there are difficulties, you know?
The thing is, I think, we don't laugh enough, generally, do we?
No.
And also, there's a lot of lonely people, and actually, they don't need to be lonely.
No, they don't.
And they'll do better. They'll have better health, better mental health, cleaner flats. They'll pay their rent. Yeah, they'll do better in life.
Indeed.
If they feel supported by me and by
all
everybody.
of us. We all have a role to play in that, to bring people out. I hate people that just can batten down their flats and don't converse.
No.
You know, me.
And some people do that because they choose to be private and they're scared of gossip. And other people just don't have the confidence.
You have to understand it. You've got to understand people. Everyone's different.
Everyone's different.
And that's the beauty of these places, these sheltered houses.
It actually is. I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's brilliant for society. I think
it's a brilliant system. Whoever
pressure off the NHS.
Exactly. Whoever
pressure off the doctors.
Whoever designed sheltered housing.
It's brilliant.
Really.
I think it's the way of the future. I don't think the government fully understand how beneficial it is.
Well, governments don't, to be fair.
No.
They don't experience real life.
No.
Whereas people like
when you
yourself,
look at the difficulty that services have, paramedics, hospitals, hospital beds, GP surgeries, OTs, all of it, they're all struggling.
Exactly.
Places like this can make things easier across the board.
They can.
Because you've got someone like me that's saying,
exactly.
Well, why don't you get an OT assessment? Why don't you have a handrail fitted? Why don't you have a walking track?
That's the other thing. You look for solutions rather than problems.
Yes.
And that's a gift.
I never thought of it like that.
Well, it is. It's a gift.
It just makes life easier.
Well, of course.
And also, I don't want to see anybody ill or hurt or on the floor. Do I?
None of us. No one does. But as tenants, we can't pick them up. We're not allowed. Health and safety rules.
And apart from anything else, I enjoy it, actually.
I know.
I love it. I love the job. I knew I did. The first day I got here, I was like, no, I'm going to like this. I'm going to like this place.
That is the whole point, is because I think when you're working, I always did, no matter what I did when I was working, I always enjoyed it. If I didn't enjoy it, I just changed my job.
Yeah.
In the end, I started my own businesses the last 20 years because it's bloody easier, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, but you're in a job, you're in a profession that, you know, even at times you must feel like you're on your own, because it's understandable, but again,
there is a lot of work.
And there is a lot of work
because it's not just the tenants. It's not just that side of it. You've got all the health and safety, and then all the paperwork for the head office and all the rents, and it is a juggle.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. So I mean, we really appreciate it here.
Thank you, Teddy.
Well, we do. You know, and that's the thing. And I was saying the weekend, it's incredible actually, but you still arrange birthday parties for tenants and stuff like you're doing for Sheila today. Mm-hmm. By the way, I stopped yesterday and said, by the way, my birthday present to you, I'm doing the music.
Yeah, was she pleased?
Yeah, she said, but we were doing 1940s, 50s, and 60s.
How lovely.
And she said, well, what about 30? So I don't go back that far. I said, I don't go
back that far. A few years on us, hasn't she?
Exactly. So, yeah, right, so...
So will my can dress?
Yes, please. I'd love to see that, King.
Well, I've got a fine set of legs.
I know, I've seen them.
Yeah, so this is what we want to just sit down and just have a chat to you, really. And of course, you are a bit of an entrepreneur on the quiet, aren't you?
I'm a bit of an entrepreneur.
You are.
I'm going more that way.
You are,
actually.
yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I like a bit of a vintage kit. And,
exactly. You like car boots. And bringing in for your Emporium store.
Yeah. I like rummaging and I like finding treasure, basically.
That's how you found Anton, it?
Yeah.
Rummaging.
found him online,
Yeah.
did he?
Oh, really?
No, there's a story actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
The
So I-
love of Mirador is that people are interesting, and you are a very interesting person.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
how?
I
So
was
tell-
nearly 30,
Yeah.
and all of my friends I used to go out in London with,
Yeah.
clubbing, all had boyfriends, and I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm the last one standing. So I had a couple of glasses of wine one night and went online, and I clicked on all the bold men, all of them. I just thought I'd click on them all and see what happens. Anyway, Ant got back to me. So there you are, 21 years later.
Really? So
And I often say, if you weren't bold, I would never have clicked on you.
really? Again, it's the fascination of old men, isn't it?
Yeah, got a bit of a reputation. Haven't I?
And that's where it
Funnily
comes-
enough, he does look older than me, but he is actually younger.
Really?
Yeah. Bless
Well,
him.
if I meet him, I won't tell him that.
No, he says his age since he's been with me. Bless him.
Well, I probably will meet him at your birthday party.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll drag him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
It is June. June 27th.
Oh, we got a party in June, have we?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, wonderful.
I'll expect you to be wearing your kilt.
Absolutely. It's getting into kilts.
Is that when he's wearing
Kilt
trousers,
weather.
isn't he?
Yeah, I've started wearing the plaid trousers.
Yeah.
People can't see that. Obviously.
You're missing a treat.
Well, I've always wondered what they wear under a kilt, Scotsman, you
I
know.
mean, it takes me a hell of a long time to get up, but
Oh my God, what's he doing?
tell me what is
He's
it?
going to do the can-can. There they are.
Can I
There's the
speak?
trousers.
There you go.
Oh, so you actually met Ant online?
I did, yeah.
Really?
And for a few years before that, before I met Ant, I travelled around the world
Yeah.
for a bit.
Really?
That was wonderful.
Where'd you go?
I went all across Southeast Asia and then spent a year in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
I didn't intend to stay in Australia. I had it in my head that I wasn't
Yeah.
going to like it. It was just a stop and
Yeah.
that I was going to go on to South America. But once I got to Australia, I absolutely loved it.
Really?
Absolutely loved it. So yeah, stayed for a year.
Mm.
So one day, I was staying in an Irish hostel in Melbourne. So I went to the cash point to get my money out to pay the rent, and the cash point said, "You've got no money." And I was like, "Oh dear, oh dear, that's not good." So I went to a nursing agency, and they said, "Yeah, you can start tonight." So again, I was back in care homes
In Australia?
in Melbourne.
In Melbourne?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it was funny. That first night, I travelled out to this place, and when I got there, I said to the woman, "Are you doing the night shift?" And she said, "Oh no, you're on your own.
You're on your own.
There's the keys to the drug cupboard." But I didn't know who anybody's names were, and a lot of them had dementia, so they didn't know what their names were either. And then you had to go around every hour or two to check on people, and one lady wasn't in her bed, so I was thinking, Christ, I've lost one. Where is she? So I was searching the whole building, and then I realised that one of the day staff had left a fire exit open. So I was really scared. I thought, oh my God, this dear old lady, really bad dementia, she's got out. But anyway, on further inspection, I found her in bed with another tenant, client. So, much to my relief. I couldn't work out which one was meant to be in that room because neither of them knew who they were. I didn't know who they were. All good fun, all good fun. But yeah, that was, so I did that for a whole year in Australia, in Melbourne and Sydney, night shifts in care homes.
Any other sort of strange occurrences during your years of nursing? Like something on a par with that patients disappearing.
Probably, I mean, in mental health, there was lots of
Yeah.
funny things. I had to take a lady to the bank. She was very, very unwell. She was psychotic, but she had run out of cigarettes and it was a catastrophe. So me and my manager took her to the bank in Tooting Bec.
Yeah.
And he went to the counter. He said, "You sit there." So we sat down and she stood up and she was high. She had bipolar, so she had all layers and layers of clothing and lipstick all over her face, and just outrageous. And she stood up and she said to she shouted across the bank, "Can I use your toilet?" And they said, "Oh, no, sorry, madam, no, absolutely, that's just staff only." So she sat down and just proceeded to wee. And there was a big queue of people, and I was thinking, Christ, people are going to think she's my mother.
Exactly.
So I was making sure my badge was visible. And then she just stood up. I mean, I just didn't know what to do. Then she just stood up and headed for the door, and I thought, well, one thing I can't do is lose her, so I just ran after her, basically, and dragged him onto her, my life.
I'll be honest, Dawn, I can never imagine you being lost for words.
It was, yeah. It was pretty shocking, actually. There was a whole queue of people lined up next to us, and they were all just staring, and she was laughing hysterically. She thought it was absolutely hilarious. So, yeah. Lots of
well, that's the bank ride, isn't
moments in mental health. Yeah. And good funny times as well, because there were never any beds available on the elderly mental health ward, so you'd get older people, sort of 60, late 60s, 70, that would come to us, but they'd be thrown in with the kind of 18-year-old guys that had taken too many drugs and had become psychotic. Because it was South London, it was
it would be.
some sort of
cool.
kind of gang type.
Peckham.
Yeah. But they all get thrown in together on the one ward. So I remember one Sunday afternoon, there was a couple of older patients in their 70s. So their wives had come in to visit them. So it was Sunday afternoon, and we got the nice classical music playing, and they sat down in the dining area, having a cup of tea. And then this big black guy, big Nigerian guy, who was about 6.5 foot tall, just paraded through the place completely naked. And and of course, the staff were just like, "Oh Lord," and we're all like running after him with towels and stuff. So those kind of things used to happen quite a lot, which was quite amusing. All taken in good humour, of course.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, the best possible taste.
Yeah. You could make a good TV series, a reality TV show. Yeah.
Mirador special.
Be careful what you ask for.
Wherever you are in life.
Especially without technology.
Wherever you are in life, I think wherever you work, you've just got to keep smiling. You've got to keep laughing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's sad. Or is that you?
That's right.
Yeah. Sometimes it's sad, and sad things happen, and people are in a bad way, but you've got to just try and keep smiling.
Well,
otherwise, actually, all the negativity
it does,
brings you down.
Yeah, I mean, I always find the funny side out of everything, really. Especially in here.
Yeah.
Especially in here, you need to in here at times.
You do. You can't let things.
No, you can't let things get you down.
Get to you too much. No.
Because you know what? You're a long time dead.
You're a long time dead. And yeah, as much as I am very interested in politics and love watching the news every morning, you know, that can bring you down as well.
Oh, it can, yeah.
That can be quite.
I only mention
depressing.
Politics and this when I do my Teddy's People morning show, because like I really haven't got time for politicians. Personally, I really haven't.
No.
I'd certainly be interested to see one turn up here.
Well, it would. Who can we get in?
I don't know.
For an interview? Any local politicians? We could get the MP.
Well, we should. Yes, we have had James Macaulay. On in the past,
it's a nice
and I think that we should, Norman Baker is a good friend of mine, and one thing about Norman was that he was a very, very, very good constituency MP.
Oh, Norman Baker.
Yeah, and I said to James Macaulay, "Are you going to disappear into Westminster, or are you going to emulate Norman, oh, I'm going to be a very, very good constituency MP. He has not been that. And I'm very unforgiving about people who promise things and don't deliver.
Yeah.
And me, to be honest with you, when I see it, if I see them out, I tend to call them out direct to their face.
Yeah.
Again, problem having a big mouth, isn't it? Really.
Oh, it's good to express yourself.
It is, and that's what I've always done.
Look, in this business, you need people that are prepared to put their head above the parapet.
Yeah.
If you're not prepared to do that, don't get into it.
Yeah, and stand up for the rights of the
sometimes
people.
it's cut off. Sometimes you do a good job. Sometimes you highlight what it needs to be highlighted.
It's like anything. Anything you do, no one, not yourself. You know, sometimes you just cannot be all things to all men. Or tenants, you can't.
No, you can't.
You know, you can't.
But that kind of, I do feel the responsibility to do that.
So you should.
And if I can't do it,
then you feel
it can
like
make me
not,
quite stressed.
Exactly.
But I do realise, I do say to myself sometimes, having, you know, a home life as well,
exactly,
and students and kids and animals.
It's incredible.
You can't do everything.
That's the other thing I wanted to bring up with you. It's the incredible life that you pack in when you
very busy.
You do a full-time job. You have 2 students now. You've got a lovely daughter, apparently.
It's 14 and very hormonal.
Exactly. And then you run your little stall in the Emporium in Lewis, as well as look after your house, look after Ant.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Ant does the cooking and the house is pretty dirty. So, like, you know, I'd like it to be cleaner, but I can't do everything, like you say.
No, you can't.
So I prioritise.
Exactly. And you know what? It's about.
And at this time of year, I'd rather do the garden, to be honest.
Definitely.
I like the garden more than the carpet. So.
I like the garden. I watch them do it. I watch my neighbours do it.
Oh, I love gardening. Don't you like gardening?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not really. I'm not a person thrower.
No.
Definitely not.
No. What about you, Keith?
Well, not anymore. But in Northern Ireland, we lived on a farm. We have an orchard. And
I'd like to watch you do the gardening, Chief. It would be an interesting.
Listen, I wouldn't get between 2 potatoes without falling down. But I think, you know, a lot of people have forgotten just how good fresh vegetables out of your own garden taste.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're just wonderful. You know, new potatoes, tomatoes, Brussels sprouts, peas.
Last time I tried to grow carrots was in the COVID lockdown, and my cats kept pooing on them, which put me off eating them. So I haven't bothered since.
Yeah, well, what a pity, because that's what made them grow.
I suppose when we were kids, we would have eaten them anyway. But now I'm a bit like, oh,
you know what? It's off-putting.
It's a bit off-putting. Yeah.
A friend of mine at home in London used to sell. He had his own fruit and vegetable, and he started advertising his stuff as organic. And I said to Paul, Paul,
that means the cats, Peter.
I said, Paul, how's this organic? He said, it comes out the ground, doesn't it? I said, of course it's organic. He said, oh yeah, how's anyone tell me? How's anyone going to say to me it's not organic? I said, how can I prove that it's not organic? He said, if it comes out the ground on my allotment, it's organic.
Fair enough.
Yes.
You know what?
I must say, when it comes to fresh vegetables, is my ex-colleague at Reuters, when he retired, he got a very good Reuters pension. He went and bought a place in France. And it was nice and so on and so forth. One morning he woke up and found out that he'd bought a field with it that was full of truffles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it was a fortune.
Yeah, they're worth a fortune. Yeah, absolutely. I don't like them though, but they are very expensive.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Just a little bit of.
Perhaps I should start growing truffles.
Yes.
Perhaps that's the answer. I'll make $1 million one day.
Yeah, it's
somehow.
It's not so easy. That's the trouble.
No.
So to find that you've got a feel for it.
So I do think actually in a place like Clevedon, we need part of this space for vegetables.
Well, we could do that.
You know, personally,
I think the more people that get involved in the garden, the better, because it's good for your mental
Yeah.
health.
it is.
It is,
And
yeah.
you know what?
Could we start the pub first? Oh, good morning, darling. How are you?
Oh, bless
I
you.
had to make
Thank
from
you.
yesterday.
Bless you.
It's-
We're on
Yeah.
telly.
This
This is
Anne,
another
isn't
reason
it?
why I like my
Anne?
job, because people bring me cakes.
Yeah,
Anne?
Heather.
Heather.
There we
Heather.
go.
Heather.
I don't want
No,
to be
no, no, you're on telly already. Come and say hello.
You've been spotted.
That's Heather. Heather is one of the really active residents. She looks after this lounge and that's all sorts of things. Yeah. So,
She does a great job.
well, this is Teddy's people. She's one of your people.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
And she's a neighbour now.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
You know what? You should interview the twins, because they do
Yeah.
fortune telling.
I know they do.
They
Yeah,
do
I know.
tarot cards.
I know they do tarot cards.
Ah,
yes.
well, that's
They could do a reading, and a live reading. How about that?
See if I can get them on one.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to try and turn you into a presenter.
Oh God.
Well, you know, at one time, I could spend 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day on television.
Hmm.
Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that age curbs that. Whereas I used to be able to do 3 or 4 programs, I can only do say 1 or 2 now.
Hmm.
So I've got to find people to do some of these good ideas. And you would be ideal.
Oh,
You
okay.
look the part, you sound the part, you giggle the part.
And you
I'll
can-
train you.
And also, you can think about because we're unscripted.
Mm.
We're just basically off the cuff.
Mhm.
It's off the cuff.
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why it works for me.
Well, that's why it's
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah, we don't-
natural.
We don't write scripts anymore.
No.
No.
And if we do, we get our AI to do it.
And I can't read anyway.
To be fair, I'm blind as a bat, so
Yeah,
yeah, that's
exactly.
probably not going to work very
And
well
also,
for
I'm
me.
blind. I'm blind as a bat as well, actually.
Yeah, you should have seen it first thing this morning.
I know, that's something, isn't it? When you get older, when you're past 50,
Yeah,
everything starts to fall apart,
That's
doesn't it?
right,
You can't
yeah.
see,
but
you can't stand up without groaning.
let me tell you, we are models because we laugh at ourselves. The people who laugh at themselves is, you know, some people get embarrassed and so on and so
No,
forth.
No,
No,
I didn't used
we
to.
don't. We just.
I didn't used to have the
yeah.
confidence to do that. And I would have been mortified at one point if somebody had laughed at
Well,
me.
DJ.
But now I just don't care.
I've DJ'd
Yeah.
all my life, and I've always made a plonker of myself.
Yeah, but that's the point,
Exactly,
isn't it?
it is.
That's the
And you know what?
entertainment
I've just
value.
done it, and people,
People like it.
and they always invite me back. Always throughout my
Absolutely.
life, I've done
Yeah.
pubs. I did the Neville pub in Hove. He said, "Come and do it for a month," and then he said, "I said, I want you every week now, Teddy.
Yeah.
Every week."
People
And
people want to have a bit of fun.
yeah,
And we should have more fun.
and you know
Absolutely.
what? And I was doing it for 3 years.
Wow.
Until Liam and Eunice retired. They said, "Well, you've been a hoot, Teddy."
Brilliant.
Said you, and also people talk about the disco night
Yeah, yeah.
all week.
Yeah.
You know, and
And remember you as
Exactly,
the
yeah.
character.
exactly, yeah. And I've DJ'd in Brighton about 8 pubs on, you know, right down to gay pubs
Yeah.
and gay pubs, and I still go down well with them. You know.
One thing that I was always been terrified about is public speaking. That's
Really?
something I've never done. Can do it here with you guys because I know you all, but in a place where there's a large group of people, like when you're DJing, I've never done that. Terrified of it.
I just love it.
But about a year ago, I got asked to speak at a wake in
Really?
a gay wake in Brighton. Yeah, and I was absolutely terrified. It was a huge church, and but it went well. It went better than I expected.
Exactly. You know what? Well,
I was actually felt like I'd achieved something that day because I was like, I never thought I could do that. It was a huge crowd. At one point, I looked up and there was just about.
When you come out and you know that you just.
I did
Wow,
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I looked up at one point from my speech, and there was about 150 gay men, bold gay men, and I just thought this is a strange experience.
Yeah,
we have been 1 hour and 54 minutes on the air. I think that we've got a quota of 2 hours.
Oh.
So,
but we've also got to get Zoe on as well.
Yeah, is she coming here or?
No, she's coming via a live link.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Shall I leave you to it then, boys?
Well, I think what we're going to do.
If I may just finish.
Close down.
We're talking about public speaking. Well, the hardest gig I ever did at Harrow Football Club, I did for a couple of years the warm up for Chas and Dave. I did.
I've seen Chas and Dave.
Harrow Football Club.
Yeah.
And I did the warm up gig for 2 years because I got to know Chas a bit because he came down to see me DJing it, the Greyhound on Fulham Palace Road. And same as I met Dennis Waterman down there, who became a friend. And Chas and Dave ran and said, look, we want you to do the warm up. We want you to warm up the audience at Harrow Football Club. I said, really? I said, it's a wind up. And he said, no, seriously. He said, you want to come over Christmas? We do it every year. So he said, if you go down well, you do it next year as well. I said, right. I said, blimey, that's a high class gig, you know? That is a high class gig. So I said, are you sure? He said, yeah, I've seen your work. He said, you're great. You have a laugh. He said, and that's. So then you need it because we have a laugh as well.
They want the audience to be happy when they come on stage.
And sort of like I said, everyone's smiling when you're on your gig. He said, I've come out a couple of times. I said, oh, really? I said, thank you, Chas. It's Dave, actually. He said, I'm going on Chaz's recommendation.
Oh, okay.
I said, oh, sorry, Dave. I mean, Chaz, he said. And he said, don't start, he said. But doing the warm-up for that was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Really?
Well, when you playing to, back then were box office, you know?
And a lot of people.
And I've got a few free tickets from my mate who helped.
Yeah.
They're coming encouraging me. And sort of like, but I got through it. And you know what? But
sometimes you just have to challenge yourself, don't you?
You know what? You do.
And sort of you survive it.
That's the thing.
But it would be very easy not to. It'd be very easy just
to say
not
no.
to do
it's
it.
easy to say no.
Yeah.
With anything. And with your job, it's the same, I think.
Because that was a funeral that I did, I couldn't say no.
No.
But had it been anything else, I would have said no. So,
Exactly.
So yeah.
Right, we've run out of time. We've discovered a charming lady who, as you heard me say, I'm going to give her her own slot. Once a week, Dawn will come. Teddy's people, Dawn's people, Keith's people, and by the time that we finish, we'll have gone through the whole panoply. Well, I tend to go around the world. These two can go through Lewis.
Okay.
I can go to school. And thank you for being with us.
And of course, everyone in here has their own story.
They
Absolutely.
do.
That's the thing, that's how I go.
And some of them are incredible.
I know, exactly. Like
Right,
Tony,
the beautiful one is Dawn. The other one is Teddy, and I am Keith.
Right.
Toodle tip.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
There we go.
We gone?
We're not quite off the air yet. We will be.
Hold on, we've got to get Zoe on yet.
Hang on. Let's get off this.
Keith, we have to get Zoe on. I'm giving my word.
Okay.
Okay, chaps, I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to go and pretend I'm doing some work. And I'll
And
catch
I
up
put-
with you later.
I'll put a note on your door.
I saw. Thank you so much.
That's
I
all right.
appreciate that.
Anytime you're ill, just email me and I'll put a note on the door for you.
Smashing.
All right?
Thanks, Teddy. Cheers. I'll see you in a bit. Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, I've sorted out the Wi-Fi over here,
Oh, well done.
but I don't think that plug's working.